I have had enough of this situation here at the iron farm, especially that villager breeder. So, what we're going to do today is construct the start of our build here that will cover this iron farm, as well as contain our villager breeder and our villager trading hall. Now, I've decided to challenge myself here by making a rocky cliff face facing the ocean that extends and also caves in on itself. It has this sort of shape that I freestyled. I did not plan any of this. I don't really have an idea on how this is going to look or anything at this point. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is like a first for me. And I was having so much fun just making up my own palette, making some textured things, making sure there are some overhangs every now and then making sure that the topography looks all right. The shape of the rock looks all right, it looks feasible. But as you can see, the dangers of the ocean likes to present itself, and I die multiple times to these drowned with their tridents, and it's really annoying. But apart from dying multiple times, I still have to build this lighthouse. This place will have a lighthouse. What I'm making right now is kind of the foundation or like the basement portion of the lighthouse, which is already quite high up. I wanted to contain the iron farm here. And right here, I wanted to plan out the entrance, but then I died. I fell. But, there is still a lot of work to do. This, up to this point, has consumed so much stone, like not cobblestone, stone. So yeah, this has been like really expensive. Also on the wood, because I'm using this oak slab, and I'm gonna use a lot of oak slab. But yeah, you don't get to see all of the resource gathering that I had to do. All the AFKing at my cobblestone generator, all the collection of logs to get wood as fuel for my super smelter, because eventually my lava buckets couldn't really supply me with enough fuel anymore. But I guess I don't really care. I don't really care. I had so much fun building this. It was just a really fun, relaxing moment for me. Like, I wasn't really thinking during this kind of repetitive task kind of thing, placing blocks without really a care for what it looks like or anything. And yeah, it was so much fun. I ran out of resources again making my island, and somehow I got a pillager in my boat with me. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to wait for him to deplete his crossbow and possibly improve my iron farm. Oops. Yeah, this is going to take a while. But for now, enjoy the view of my island. It actually looks okay from here, I think. But from the other side, I think that there is a lot left to be desired, especially with the terraforming and the shaping of the island, of the rocky formation. And I'm going to need a lot more resources for that to happen. And now he has lost his crossbow. But if I remember Minecraft mechanics properly, I think he shouldn't be able to despawn inside my boat. I've been building this for almost 3 days now, or maybe even longer, I can't really recall, but the amount of resources that this has eaten up is unbelievable. It's incredible how much resources like I managed to get and also use, and also not waste, but lose. And as for the lighthouse that we're going to build, I am thinking of making the entrance like that big thing over there. That's gonna be the door, and there's going to be some sort of scaffolding. But yes, I am excited to get to building, and I guess one thing that I have to remember is to trust the process, and that someday, maybe it's not now, but someday this will look good. By the way, I've been working at this for so long that I already have 18 pointed dripstone. I just wish that we had an automated way to collect the lava from this. Now, if I ended up needing a lot of stone earlier, I ended up needing a lot of diorite and granite here because, you know, a lighthouse typically looks like red and white, like this much granite was not enough for the entire build. Yeah, this wasn't enough. This much diorite, it wasn't enough. I had to get like, I think 20 more stacks apart from that. So I needed at least a double chest each of the diorite and the granite, which was insane. It's insane because that doesn't even include the interior. Yeah, this was such a big project for me, and also my first project of this scale, honestly. And I was doing all of this with iron tools. No enchants, no villager trading hall set up to give me diamond tools. This is still early game technically. I only have my iron farm. I haven't even fully explored the nether yet, which just, I guess, to me highlights just how insane this project is for me. Like, why am I tackling this now? And I am slowly just trying to figure out the things that I like, trying to figure out my own style, trying to figure out what I don't like so that I won't bring them in future builds, and just hoping that everything I'm learning here, like the things that I enjoy, the things I don't enjoy, and the way that I build, my process, everything, my style, the way I do things, hopefully that continues. So you may notice that there are a few things here that have changed. First of all, the villager breeder is now gone. Second, there are these rings or like railings of some sort at the lighthouse, both down there and up above. Anyway, I added that railing because it just needed a little bit of partition between the red and white part, which is, to be fair, kind of faded, and the bottom part, which is the foundation. Additionally, I think this foundation can be extended a little bit to the right in a future build, not for today or not for the near future. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this railing up at the top, which I'm not too sure about. So I'm thinking of maybe removing a few of those, making only a few support arms, except they're way bigger, and we'll see how that looks. Anyway, I haven't done a good job of fully lighting up my base. Also, this project has been insane. It has been insane. It's used up a lot of my resources, like a lot of resources, a lot of iron, but also I'm gaining a lot of iron because I've been spending so much time right around here, around this area. This, by the way, is where I have left two of my villagers. There they are. They are in their farm, but they're not yet released, so they're not yet farmers. Besides, I don't really want to set that up yet because the last time I had my villager breeder running non-stop, it was horrendous. It was horrendous. There were so many villagers that were threatening to spill out of the area. I didn't want to have a repeat of that. They were so noisy. Oh my gosh, I fell again. Alright, how do I feel about this? Obviously, it's kind of obscured because of the dirt pillar around it, the dirt platform, the dirt wire, but honestly, it's a lot better than what was there before. This, though, this rocky plateau that I wanted to make, I don't like it. Checking this space right here, and wow, I think it actually looks good. I think it looks good. It's dark, yes, but that kind of enhances this area. Like, it makes it glow. About the interior of this, I still have no idea what I'm going to make, but definitely this one, this first floor right here, will be just for aesthetics, No farms here, no farms here, no ugly farms here. Maybe up there, I could store like 2 or 3 farms, But down here, up to maybe that red line, I'll keep this as a living area. And speaking of climbing the lighthouse, how I actually should get into the lighthouse is through this scaffolding kind of build that I made of wood. It's supposed to be like a support structure that has like these construction materials. So there's stone, there are like crafting tables, more workbenches would be great later on when I have the resources. But I made some barrels as well, and I just made it like rickety because, you know, this is supposed to be more functional than aesthetic. And then when I'm going up to the level with the ring, the observation deck up top, I'm just using this currently, this ladder. It takes a while to get up there, and I don't really actually plan on using this ladder at the end, like when the build is finished. I'm just using it for access while constructing the area. But actually, one more thing, I'm still planning to pillar up a little bit more. It will be a tinier, kind of more circular shape. But for now, let's make this wooden platform, this deck that wraps around the lighthouse at the level of the entrance. So this will be made of wood, oak slabs, and oak logs in particular. Now this shouldn't really surprise you, but I have no plan. Once again, I'm just following the shape that we already have from the stone platform underneath. It ended up being just a supporting platform instead of the actual like observation deck that people would walk around on. I also added these railings. I really enjoy the look of the fence, especially when they're just a singular fence with a slab on top. After finishing up top on the floor, we also have to finish out the bottom area before moving on to the upper portion of the lighthouse. Because when I looked at some other designs, there were just lighthouses which were segmented, and I kind of wanted to borrow from that and also add a little bit more height to our build, because when I was looking at it, I wasn't really satisfied with what we had. So yeah, that was my thought process. I didn't really think about the resources that I would need, so now progress has been made. Look at this. This is the upper portion, the upper area of our lighthouse. And then here we can see that our villager breeder has been hard at work. It's been working non-stop all this time. And we also have a little bit of an interior, even though it's not really that good because I've been limited by the space that I created. You see this? This isn't ideal, like a one wide thing here, but you know, it is what it is because of how I placed the villager breeder. Speaking of the villager breeder, this is what it looks like. It's a simple design. There are the beds, and then you fall down there, and there is also a little bit of space here for a few farms. Nothing involving fire or lava though, because this is made of wood, this place. The walls are made of like diorite and granite, but the wood could catch on fire. But you see, that's not everything I've done. After building that villager breeder up there, I decided to make chicken farm. Yeah, a chicken farm. This chicken farm has a lot of hoppers because I had to put it upstairs. I can't really put it close to fire, flammable materials rather. Now this design is really simple. There's just a redstone clock. I took this from Google. I can't remember if this was the first thing that came out, but yeah, I just took this from Google. It's constantly powering the dispenser, and then the dispenser dispenses the eggs. The eggs go into this hopper because that hopper is connected to that dispenser. I can't really explain it because I don't fully understand it, But what happens is that the eggs end up inside the hopper, and then when they grow up, they clip into the cauldron which contains lava, and then they burn and give me cooked chicken. I will link where I found this kind of design, just the hopper and what's this called? Cauldron combination, because previously I was using the slab with the lava on top, no cauldron, just lava, and it works. But then you accidentally like hit another chicken, baby chicken, it like gets knocked back, then it burns to death without producing any cooked chicken. Okay, we just saw it work. So the slab method is no longer reliable, I think. Then up here we just have a lot of chickens. So yeah, we now have a supply of food. Granted, it's not very fast. It's quite slow, honestly. Besides that, I think this has been quite the experience. Once I finish that top portion with the actual space where the light part of the lighthouse will be, then I think we'd be set. I think that would be good. So, what I'm going to do is make another platform up top and then add the actual part where the light part of the lighthouse comes from, you know, the part where the light is. So, that's another thing that I'm going to do to finish this build. Apart from that, I'm going to add some details because currently it just looks like a skinny tower with no details in between. Like, of course, there are those platforms, those observation decks, the small pillars there supporting that part, that platform. It adds quite a bit of interest, but in between that and the entrance, there's really nothing. No texture, no details, no reliefs, no indentations or whatever. So that could be something to work on in the future. Of course, as you can see, if I just move closer right here, there isn't really a bottom part to our build, but that's because it's hard building underwater. So there's definitely more space to expand downwards. Then there's space to expand to the right. Then there's space to expand to the back. Nothing is really set in stone. But for now, I'm really satisfied with what I've done. And I don't know, I'm just taking this time to think about my options. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I have no idea if anyone is watching at all because this is episode 3. I have edited episodes 1 and 2 and I have not uploaded them yet. And I don't know when I plan on uploading them. So far, the quality of my videos and my recordings and my voice recordings, you know, voiceovers, whatever. This isn't a voiceover. I am speaking as I'm playing. They have been vastly different from recording to recording. So yeah, I'm still figuring things out like that. Yeah, thank you for being here. If you are here, um, I don't know why you're here. And if I'm being honest, I also don't know why I'm recording this. There are a bunch of reasons, of course. Like, first of all, I wouldn't be making this and making that and making that if I were not recording. Like, I would probably just give up and, like, lose focus, do something else, something that's more fun, or something that's easier if I were just doing this on my own. But, you know, recording makes me feel like I have to do things the right way, or I have to do things on a much bigger scale or whatever. Like, yeah, you guys are helping if you are even here. I keep on doubting if people are watching, and honestly, it would be so much better for me if people were not watching. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope to do more fun things next time. Thank you. Goodbye. This is what our iron farm used to look like, by the way. So, for real this time, goodbye.